Okay, so right now I've got my cylindrical cut body form built. The interior seam is still messy, but I'll clean that up later. Outer seam is blended. And then I also have in front of me a new slab that's about 5 or 6 inches wide. 6 inches is best. It doesn't have to be a long slab, but you do want it wide enough to accommodate the cut body. What you're going to do is take this new slab and trace a circle on it, cut that circle out, and that will close up the bottom of the cup. So essentially we're making the base or the bottom of the cup with this new slab. Make sure your slab is wooden dowel thick, guide rod thick. Have a paper clip handy and a fork. The paper clip will allow you to draw out your circle, mark it out, and then later cut it out. And then you'll need the fork to slip and score that circular piece of clay to the bottom of the cylinder. So here I'm just kind of making sure that I have enough room. The circle you're going to want to cut on your slab needs to be a bigger diameter than the bottom of the cup. You want a little bit of excess clay hanging off the edge. So I'm holding this up in the air. You're going to do this on your tabletop, and you're just going to lightly draw with your paperclip tool a circle. It doesn't even have to be a perfect circle. It could be a little wonky. It could be oval shape. You may want to stand up so you get a bird's eye view so you can see what you're doing a little bit better. But mark out a circle or something like it. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. And that circle should be a little bit bigger than the diameter of the cup. Specifically about 1/4 of an inch bigger. That's what you want. So now my circle is marked out. And now it's a matter of just physically cutting that out, so that I have this circular slab now that will act as the bottom of the mug. And I'm working on top of that foam sheet so my clay doesn't stick. If you're at home doing this, you may want to work on newspaper or a t-shirt, old t-shirt, some kind of non-stick surface. Take your scrap clay and keep that. This is your final bit of scrap clay, and this will definitely be clay for your handle, for the handle on your coffee mug. And if you have any extra clay beyond that, you might want to use it to decorate your coffee mug. Okay? But keep that scrap clay healthy and wrapped in a small Ziploc bag. You want it nice and plastic and healthy for handle making, which you'll see in a later video coming up, a future video. I'm happy with this circular slab. And now I'm ready to formally and officially attach these two pieces together. You'll understand why we have a little excess clay hanging off the edge in a minute. But in the meantime, go ahead and score this up with either a plastic fork, or you can use your paperclip tool or toothpick tool, and a metal real fork works way better than a plastic fork too. So be aggressive when you score this up. Add lots of water, scratch it up really well. Maybe do that twice. And then you'll want to double check the top of your cup and the bottom of the cup. Decide which end of your cylinder is going to be the rim of the cup, the part you drink out of, and which end is going to be the bottom of the cup. I still have this wonky section here that I'll fix later, but in the meantime, I'm just kind of tapping both ends on the table just to make sure they're level. Again, you don't have to do that to both ends necessarily, but definitely tap on the table the rim, the top of the cup, so that is level. But the bottom of the cup technically does not have to be perfectly level, because we're going to close it up anyways. Nobody's going to really see if it's a little wonky to begin with. But everybody will see the top of the cup, so you want that looking much nicer. So go ahead and score up the bottom of the cup. That's going to come into contact with your circular slab in a minute. And please score that up well, very thoroughly. You almost want to scratch that clay so it looks like animal fur. You want that kind of texture. And so I'm slipping and scoring the base again for a second time. And now I'm ready to bring these two pieces together so they bond and become friends. And you want to apply a little bit of pressure. You can kind of lightly twist this too, almost like a screw cap, like when you put like a cap on a toothpaste or something. You want to like do a little twisting and a little bit of pressure without causing the whole thing to collapse. Definitely take a wet paintbrush, a watery wet paintbrush, and provide a little extra seal so that water kind of sneaks under the cup and makes sure it'll make sure these two pieces bond together really well. And I would do a water seal on the inside of your cup as well. That can't hurt. It will only help and strengthen the cup body in relation to the cup base. And so just kind of go round and round and seal that up. And now let's deal with this excess clay hanging off the edge. And you're going to deal with that issue by taking a popsicle stick, and you're going to blend that clay upward with your popsicle stick. So that excess clay is important because it's like an extra band-aid. It's an extra cushion of clay helping the base bond with the cylinder or tubular cup body. So just blend that clay upright towards the ceiling, towards the top of the cup. It's not going to look pretty. Again, we're in the building phase. Nothing ever looks pretty when you're building it first in clay. That goes for amateur artists and even professional artists. So every ceramic artist has to deal with ugly features when it comes to building. But just know that that is temporary, and those popsicle stick marks will get scraped away with a gift card when you eventually smooth the entire project. But right now we're still building, so you don't really want to do too much smoothing while you're building. And oftentimes the clay won't even let you do that. Okay, so I'm pretty content with this.